66 million years ago, Earth was theirs. Dinosaurs had ruled this planet for over 165 million years, longer than any group of land animals before or since. They had survived ice ages, volcanic epochs, and mass extinctions. They were, by every measure of geological time, survivors. And then, in an instant measured in seconds, everything changed. A rock, roughly 6 miles wide, traveling at around 40,000 miles per hour, struck the surface of what is now Mexico's Yucatan Peninsula. The impact was equivalent to billions of nuclear bombs detonating simultaneously. It carved out a crater over 100 miles wide, now called Chicxulub. Buried beneath the Gulf of Mexico and the Yucatan seafloor, the shockwave was felt globally within hours. The real killing, however, would take months and years. The immediate destruction was catastrophic but local. What killed the dinosaurs globally was what came next. Fine debris, pulverized rock, and vaporized impactor material was launched high into the atmosphere and spread around the entire planet. It blocked sunlight, temperatures plummeted, plants died, the food chain collapsed from the bottom up. An estimated 75% of all species on Earth vanished in what geologists call the Cretaceous-Paleogene extinction event. The evidence of this catastrophe is preserved in rock. Around the entire world, geologists have found a thin, dark layer of clay sitting precisely at the boundary between the Cretaceous and Paleogene periods, known as the KT boundary. This layer contains elevated levels of iridium, a metal rare on Earth, but common in meteorites. It is the chemical fingerprint of the impactor, spread globally by the very explosion that created it. For decades, scientists have used this thin stripe of clay to study what hit us. Now, for the first time, they've identified exactly what kind of meteorite it was. Philippe Claes, a visiting professor at the University of British Columbia, and one of the study's authors, described CO chondrites as definitely not like the typical meteors you find in museum collections. What makes them unusual is their composition. Compared to most meteorites, CO chondrites contain far fewer volatile elements, substances like carbon, zinc, water, and, crucially, sulfur. That last point matters enormously for understanding what actually killed the dinosaurs. For years, one of the leading theories about the extinction mechanism focused on sulfur. The idea was that a sulfur-rich impactor would have vaporized on contact, releasing enormous quantities of sulfur dioxide into the atmosphere, triggering global acid rain and dramatic temperature changes beyond the darkness from debris alone. But if the impactor was a CO chondrite, low in sulfur, that theory loses much of its force. The study's authors conclude that fine debris thrown into the atmosphere was the primary factor in the extinction, not sulfur chemistry from the impactor itself. Where did this rare rock come from? The researchers point to two possible origins: distant, debris-rich regions of the outer solar system, or the outer edge of the asteroid belt near Jupiter. CO chondrites are considered some of the most primitive and chemically unaltered materials in the entire solar system. They formed early, changed little, and have drifted largely untouched for billions of years. Whatever chain of gravitational events dislodged this particular object and sent it on a collision course with Earth 66 million years ago remains, for now, unknown. The dinosaurs, Claes notes, were unlucky. Not killed by the most common type of space rock, not hit by something astronomers would have expected, struck down by one of the rarest objects in the solar system, arriving on one of the most improbable trajectories in Earth's history. Had this particular CO chondrite not been nudged in this particular direction at this particular moment, the history of life on Earth, including the existence of humans, might have unfolded entirely differently. For Spaceverse, I'm your host. Stay curious, and we'll see you in the next one.